Wanderer Above the Sea Fog is a captivating work by the German artist Caspar David Friedrich. It shows a lone, elegant figure standing on top of a mountain, looking down at a sea of fog raging in between the peaks below him. He seems fairly relaxed, with one hand on his cane and the other in his pocket. The landscape that we see in front of us is not a real one. Friedrich did make many sketches of German landscapes during his life, and for this painting he combined elements from several mountain views he had seen. There are a couple of objective elements that make this work stand out from other landscape paintings. First, landscape paintings were typically painted in a horizontal format, whereas Friedrich chose a vertical format here. Second, Friedrich avoids the use of bright colors, and the contrast between dark and light in this painting make an immediate impact on many viewers. And while these two elements may be uncommon, it is probably the vantage point, the raging sea of fog, and the psychological depth that truly make this work stand out. Friedrich tries to make us consider what is going through the mind of our wanderer here. While looking at the mesmerizing landscape below him, he must surely be pondering about some serious issues. Many people have tried to guess the deeper meaning of this painting. Some have interpreted it from a religious or spiritual point of view, describing it as an allegory of faith. They see this work as the path of our life, with the difficult terrain in front of us, an area that we have to get through to reach the large mountain of salvation at the end. Others have interpreted this as a reflective piece that helps us to ponder the choices in our life. I believe that we can each interpret it in our own way, and I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are about the meaning of this work. Just leave a comment down below. Caspar David Friedrich wanted to express the sublime power of nature in his works, and he used the landscapes of his native Germany as inspiration for his paintings. But he did not just focus on the beauty of the landscapes like many other artists did, he mixed the beauty and terror of nature in his works. To understand where this was coming from, it is helpful to know about a tragic incident that happened during his youth. One day, a 13-year-old Caspar was skating with his brother on the frozen Baltic Sea. At some point, the ice cracked and Caspar slipped into a hole. His brother came to the rescue and he saved Caspar at the expense of his own life. Now, there is another version of this story where not Caspar but his younger brother fell in the crack and Caspar was unable to save him. Whatever the truth is, this was a very traumatic experience, and besides this, he had already lost his mother and one of his sisters, and a few years later he would lose another sister. So with this background in mind, it is understandable that these experiences troubled Caspar into his adulthood. As an adult, he even attempted suicide but failed. And in his art, he combined these inner feelings of anxiety and terror with the beautiful landscapes he observed. To put it in Friedrich's own words, "The only true source of art is our heart. It is not the faithful depiction of air, water, rocks and trash that is the task of the artist, but the reflection of his soul and emotion in these objects." Friedrich painted his work in 1818 at age 34. Earlier that year, he had married his wife Caroline Bommer. It did have a positive impact on his life, and he started to paint with some lighter colors and more often included human figures in his works. In the years before, his palette was darker, and his landscapes did often not contain people, like in the Abbey in the Oakwood and the cross beside the Baltic. The addition of light and people can clearly be seen in this work called Chalk Cliffs on Rügen, which he painted during the year of his marriage, and also in Man and Woman Contemplating the Moon, and Moonrise over the Sea, which he worked on shortly after. But it is still remarkable that a person who just married could paint this captivating work with such a psychological impact on people for the next 2 centuries. Well, I hope you enjoyed this discussion. As you could see throughout this video, Friedrich has painted many more intriguing landscape scenes that I can recommend you to check out. If you have any favorites among them, or if you have any thought about this work or video that you would like to share, please do so in the comments below. I enjoy reading them. Finally, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.